They were wild men, of a sort. There was a wide gulf between them and the Cimmerian. They were born of civilization and semi-barbarism. Yet he was born a barbarian of 1,000 generations. They were wolves. He was a tiger. Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where today we are talking another tale in the Tales of Conan. We are talking Beyond the Black River, published in the May or June issue in 1935 of Weird Tales magazine. This sword and sorcery tale by Robert E. Howard is a great one. There's a lot to unpack. So let's dive right in and talk about the summary of this. We are in the land of Conan Johara, near Velitrium in Aquilonia. Conan Johara is along the Black River, and it is kind of this fort garrison that is keeping the Picts, who are across the river, at bay, and keep them from invading into the Conan Johara area and Velitrium as part of Aquilonia. And so we get to see Balthus, who is in the forest after some of his men were captured by the Picts, and Conan saves him from a grisly fate. And so Conan and Balthus make their way to Fort Tusculum, where they meet up with Valanus, who is kind of the fort commander, and he informs them that the Picts are gathering strength, and there is a wizard by the name of Zogar Sag that is fostering the Picts' ambition to take over their territory. And he asks Conan to go after Zogar Sag and destroy him. And so Conan, not backing away from a challenge, accepts, and as long as he can pick his men, and he does so in great fashion. And then Balthus also wants to join Conan for this adventure, and that's really where this story takes off, where we have traps, mystical beings, devious monsters, growing forces, and overwhelming odds, and Conan being Conan. We get introduced to some great characters, and so yeah, that's the summary of this thing without spoiling too much. So let's talk about what I enjoyed. Conan was really interesting in this one. You got his normal growing intelligence, but also his ferocity, the barbarism on full display. But yeah, he uses intelligence, strategically thinking about various things, always thinking multiple steps ahead, especially as the Picts grow in strength. I like the fact that he teamed up with Balthus. I thought Balthus was an amazing side character for Conan throughout the story, and some of the plights they get into, and Conan saving his skin on multiple occasions. I thought towards the end and kind of the growing climax of the story, we get to meet this feral dog named Slasher. I thought I was just really enamored by this dog. We got a nod or a mention or an Easter egg that he was part of, an overran farm, and his master was slain, and so this dog had this kind of vengeance mindset in it. So yeah, it was very interesting to have him at the end of the story. I liked the demonic glowing figure that comes in a couple times throughout the story, and Conan's encounter with it, and Conan figuring out that it was related to this mystic ruin that had a nod to a demon god named Jabal Sag. And so I thought that was really interesting. I always love it when Howard will Easter egg kind of nods to gods and other beings in the greater kind of mythos of the Hyborian Age. And I think that's really interesting. I really liked the climax and conclusion here. Although it's kind of heartbreaking at times, I thought it was really, really good. I enjoyed the tavern scene at the end at the Thunder River. I liked how one of the gentlemen that survived the onslaught at Conan Johara was telling kind of this tale about what transpired and how you get what ends up happening to some of the characters after the fact. I thought that was a really interesting way that Howard set up the story here. The ending, wow, it was really good. I really enjoyed the ending of this. There's a couple excerpts that I also enjoyed. Conan said, "There is nothing in the universe cold steel won't cut." And then you have that famous quote that I thought was very indicative of this story here, to the T. It was barbarism is the natural state of mankind. Civilization is unnatural. It is a whim of circumstance, and barbarism must always ultimately triumph. And so in terms of rating overall, I don't think I was going back through some of my videos. I don't think I rate every Conan tale, but if I give this one a rating, it's a 4.7. This is a really good one. It's up there with The Hour of the Dragon, some of the other really good tales that I've read, definitely in the top tier. I wish there would have been a boss fight in this one more so. I think that was the one thing I kind of was really wanting. It's definitely a darker tale, which I thought was really good. It really kind of spun it. There wasn't a, kind of a princess or a woman figure that played a role in this one, which I was actually found refreshing to a certain degree. So it's another great tale. I mean, the Conan kind of mythos. I really enjoyed the premise. I really enjoyed Balthus and Slasher as supporting kind of characters. And yeah, it was a great tale. I'm really glad I read this. I continue to really enjoy and appreciate Howard's writing. I cannot believe this is almost 90 years old, and it's textbook sword and sorcery stuff, and it's so good. If you have not read Conan and you're a fan of fantasy, you are missing out. And trust me, I was, 6 to 9 months ago, I was in the same boat as you. These are worth every penny. They are a lot of fun. And so that is my take of Beyond the Black River by Robert E. Howard. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Thanks a lot.